All right, if I can have everyone's attention, we'll get started with our winners press conference here following the Hollywood Casino 400 here at Kansas Speedway. We welcome Matt Kenseth, driver of the number 17 Zest Ford. Matt, crazy race out there today. First of all, congratulations on a wonderful win. Talk a little bit about the race.
Thanks. Yeah, it was. It was funny. With about 100 to go, I was thinking to myself, usually drivers and teams, everybody, we don't really like repaves, and we kind of complain about them because it's hard to pass and all that. But I was thinking about 100 to go. I was like, man, it's had to be really entertaining for everybody to watch because there was a lot of wild stuff happening. It was tricky, especially when you're on the bottom and you didn't have a lot of air. But anyway, our race went pretty good. Our car wasn't bad from the start. They made some great adjustments the first pit stop. And then we were pretty good until I got in the wall. We had to come and fix it, and it actually turned out to be some good fortune because the car was just as good, didn't slow the car down, and we had more fuel than everybody. So that last pit stop, they all had to wait to fill their tanks up, and we got our tank full faster. Plus, we had a really good pit stop, and we were able to pass all them guys, and they put me out front and gave us a chance.
Before we go to Jack and Jimmy real quick, this is your 24th victory. This moves you into a tie for 26th on the all-time series win list. And this is your third victory of 2012, your second win in the chase. Talk a little bit about what that move puts you on the all-time series win list, what that means to you here today.
Well, it's not something I've really put any thought into, but I will say you never know when or if your next win is, and I'm like I always am, especially as you get older, you really appreciate it more, and I'm really thankful and humbled to be sitting up here, honestly, and it's just a pleasure to drive that stuff. It's been a great time. We still got some races left we want to win, and I think it just says a lot about these guys sitting here and Robbie and everybody else, how hard they work and give you the best stuff and give you a chance to win every week.
Also joining Matt is owner Jack Roush. Jack, obviously we've seen a lot of you the last couple of days sitting up here at this podium, so talk a little bit about what this weekend here at Kansas has meant to you and this win here today with Matt.
I don't think I've ever strung two races together and had so many surprises. Certainly not surprises that worked out in my favor, but it was a great racetrack to race on, as it turned out for us. It was surprising that as many people lost their grip on the track. Jimmy Johnson and Greg Biffle and of course Kyle Busch, all three spinning by themselves, and 43 in the 9 maybe as well. But it was pretty amazing that the racetrack had that surprise for the guys, and I'm sure it made a really exciting race for the fans. I wouldn't look forward to. We don't look forward to having the racetracks repaved because it really makes all of the notes we have not useful to us. But it was an amazing jump ball for both the race yesterday and today. Fuel wound up being more of a factor yesterday than it was today, although fuel was a factor today as well. But it's pretty interesting that the cars that got damaged were able to come back and run as well as they did. A number of the cars that hit the wall really didn't seem like they were impacted that much by it. But I'm happy to be here, proud to be here with Jimmy. Jimmy is the man. He's led this team to championships, and he's really done a nice job. We appreciate Jimmy and everything that he does. And of course, Matt has had 14 years with us, and I'm very proud and very happy about that as well.
Obviously, Crew Chief Jimmy Fenning, veteran of the sport, but obviously the new pavement here at Kansas, most people have said throughout the weekend with the new pavement, they've had to throw their book out the window and start afresh. Talk a little bit about the strategy you used to get you to victory lane today.
Well, it ended up being a little bit of fuel mileage too, but we worked hard. We came, the track opened up a few days early so we could go test, and we looked at a lot of different things, and one thing is we put a lot of adjustability in the car this morning, so if the track changed, we had adjustability to get in or out. So the guys did a great job on all that stuff this week.
All right, we'll open it up for questions for Jack, Matt, and Jimmy. Please raise your hand. We'll get a wireless mic to you. We'll start here in the media center, then go up to the press box. We'll start here with Randy, then go back to Bob.
Matt, can you just talk about Dodge and all the mayhem on the track, and what you attribute that to, and just how, after all this time, how the surface play out for everybody?
Yeah, I mean, some of the stuff we dodged was good fortune. Not being around it. That one wreck where I guess Kyle spun out. We were pretty close to that one. I think it was Kyle the first time he spun. I think we were really close to that one and got through it. That one was close, and then of course when Eric was kind of running to Mark, and I knew he was going to spin. Obviously before he knew he was going to spin, and I saw that thing going around, and that's what gave us the damage, which was still my fault. I got on the fence, but I was trying to watch him, and I was trying to squeeze it up the track a little bit, and I didn't want to let off the gas in case he let off and came back across the track. And, I got in Mark's wake a little bit there, and the car moved right, and I pancaked it pretty good. So that was our closest one because we actually got some damage there. But, yeah, it was tricky. Early in the race, I learned Jimmy Johnson helped me. He didn't know he helped me, but he did. We ran him down real fast early in the race, and I got underneath him, and he held me really tight. And it was my car was so loose I could hardly control it, and honestly, I thought I was going to wipe him out 4 or 5 times. And we ran 10 laps like that, and finally got by me, and I couldn't finish the pass. So that taught me a lot about how hard it was going to be to drive underneath cars and where I wanted to be on a restart, which was going to be the outside, and kind of what to expect.
But the repaved track itself, how do you?
Well, I mean, I think as it gets older, it'll be a little bit more, driver, team, car friendly. It'll be a little less treacherous, but yet I don't know if you could have much more of a entertaining and unpredictable race than what you had today or even yesterday for that matter. And I mean, as far as just the quality job, they did a great job. I mean, it's an awesome facility. They did a nice job on the repave. You couldn't come to a nicer place.
Okay, we'll take our next question from Bob, then come back up to Lewis.
Bob Parker, Sporting News. I mean, you talked about how entertaining the race was. I mean, was it fun for you, or is it frustrating for a driver? And do they need to do anything you feel like with the tire, or should let's go with that, and if same type of race happens, fine.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't got to see the whole race, so I just saw what happened around me. Basically. The tire, they have to bring a tire that's durable enough not to blow out, and I think a couple of people blew tires, but I don't know why. Maybe they ran something over. So, the challenge isn't nearly as big as it used to be with repaves. When they used to repave tracks like Charlotte, for instance, the tire had to be so hard so it wouldn't blow out because the new pavement makes so much grip and so much heat that you couldn't even drive a car for 20 laps. You'd be so loose, and you just keep picking up time and getting better and better and better. And this tire is better than that, but it's a hard tire because they need it to be durable and they need it not to blow out. And I'm not sure about next year, but obviously through the races and through the years and when the surface ages, they'll be able to come back on that and give us a little bit more grip.
Okay, go ahead with your question, Lewis.
Yes, Lewis Frank, Reuters and Speedweek. Jimmy, could you take us over here to your left? Could you take us through the repairs that were needed? And also, not that you needed to consult Mike Kelly, but I was wondering if you spoke to him after yesterday to find out what he did to get Ricky back in the race.
Well, Mike Kelly took our favorite car that Matt used to win all the races last year with, so we knew he'd be all right. But no, the guys did a good job. Ben, we hit it pretty flat, so it didn't do that much damage, just enough to get on the tires. But the guys got it back to the shape that we needed, front fenders and rear quarter panel, like the tire changer, and that they actually work on the cars at the shop, and help out, so they know what kind of shape they're looking for. So it was pretty good. They did a great job.
Okay, we'll go up to the press box to take a couple of questions.
Mike Embry, Speed.com. Matt, you've had sort of a Jekyll and Hyde chase with a couple of wins and some finishes I'm sure you'd like to have back. You seemed almost sentimental in Victory Lane talking about the team and so forth. How has the chase worked out for you with the sort of the good and the bad?
Yeah, I mean, we've had 2 great races where they couldn't be much better, and we had 4 that probably couldn't be a lot worse other than Loudon. So, it's been up and down. I thought last year we were really strong. I thought in the chase last year we had a shot to win the championship as far as performance, and I feel like I let my guys down and didn't do a good enough job making decisions and on a track or even off the track, whatever. And felt like I felt like I cost us, but our cars were fast enough to win. And this year we started off the season real fast, real consistent. We could run in the top 5 every week, it felt like, and then we just went through a couple months where really we just didn't perform as well, and unfortunately one of those months ran into the chase. I just felt like we were a little off as a group, and then plus we made a few mistakes that we typically never make, and have had some other problems that cost us some finish. So it feels good to get here and have a really fast car, and for everything to happen right and to do everything right and to be able to get the win.
Okay, we'll come back down here for questions. We got one in the back right here.
Ryan Ragland with the Gardner Reds. Question for Mr. Roush. With Ricky yesterday, all the record cautions, the race today with record cautions, the cat in the hat's got to be pretty lucky the last 2 days to be dodging bullets because you have Ricky that had the contact. He ends up winning from 2 laps down. And then Matt has his contact and still comes up with the win.
I had a little deja vu on both days. We had a chance to get the free pass with Ricky yesterday, and it was putting us in a fuel window that I thought most people wouldn't be in, and we're normally on the other end of that situation. But it worked out for us yesterday, and as I watched all the people having their trouble spinning and other things, I didn't realize until Matt was back on the racetrack that he'd hit the wall. I had missed that. But I watched all that happen and thought about what normally it works out so that we wind up not being able to prevail in situations that have got that much adversity. And for us to win with 2 of them in a row makes me feel very, very fortunate.
All right, we'll take another question in the back.
Kirk Elliott, Sports Radio 810 WHB, Racing Boys. For both Matt and Jimmy, cloud cover came about just right about the start of the race. Did that have any effect on the setup of the race cars or how the car performed and the sun came out later in the race?
Jimmy's probably smart enough to figure that out. I'm not sure I am. Where we ran on the track, when we finally got the track position, I think it's the first time the big cloud cover got over and it cooled down, and then, right now I'm just rambling. I have no idea what I'm talking about. I couldn't really tell a difference. It was cloudy most of the day. It got sunny there a little bit at the end, but the biggest thing that made a difference in your car handling was track position. So the more cars that were in front of me and the closer they were in front of me, the worse my car handled. The less cars that were around me and the more gap I had in front of me, the better my car handled. So that's what I could really tell the difference as far as what made my car run and what didn't.
Any final questions from Matt, Jack, or Jimmy?
Maybe Jimmy wanted to answer that one.
No, I just think the new pavement here, there wasn't much difference with the sun versus the cloud with the new pavement. And there wasn't much sun anyway, so.
Yeah, Matt commented that we went through a little bit of a doldrum, and right when our days were not looking so good a couple months ago, or even as much as a month ago, the Ford Motor Company kicked in, gave us some more engineering support, and that helped us a lot. Of course, Doug Yates' engines, the engines that come from the engine shop, really worked well today. They ran all day, and they looked like they had lots of power. So we had a good aero package, we had good engineering behind us, and we had a good engine, and had a great driver and a great crew chief, and that's why it worked out.
All right, final question. Go ahead.
Jack, Scott Traylor, Sports Radio 810 Racing Boys. Talk about Greg's deal. It looked like he had enough speed to win the race. I'm up here in the back, by the way. Talk about that and the disappointment he must have had today.
Would you repeat that, please?
Greg Biffle, he had a good run today. It looked like he had a chance to win the race. Talk about that a little bit, about the disappointment after hitting the wall.
Yeah, Greg was in a better position to make a run for the championship here than Matt was based on the points. And it was my heart was in my throat when I saw him spin there by himself. But of course, I had seen several other cars have the same trouble, so the racetrack bit him today, and that was a great sadness for me.
All right, gentlemen, congratulations again on your win today. Good luck the rest of the season.
Thank you, guys.